24 breweries, over 100 different beers and ciders, food trucks, and a beautiful, beautiful Saturday afternoon and live music. What more could you ask for? When the assignment at the Source came up for the Niagara Craft Beer Festival, I was stuck holding the short straw.
Last year's festival in St. Catharines was a much, much bigger scope than this one. Venue was bigger. It turned out to be a little more of a concert feel than we had intended instead of a kind of a beer sampling, food sampling. So we decided to narrow the scope, make it a little more intimate. We have 24 different craft brewers and ciders here. Some of the local guys from Oast down the street and Silversmith, Niagara College are here. Go as far as Muskoka and Barrie, some from Toronto. So there's a number of sampling that a lot of these aren't actually in the LCBO. So it's an opportunity to try something new that you might not have a chance to otherwise.
Can you describe what you're serving up here today?
Sure, we have our two flagship brands, Bell City Eureka Cream Ale, which is a pre-Prohibition style cream ale. It's a very old English style recipe, and we've interpreted it as hoppier and more malty than typical cream ales. We have our Lenoir Belgian Ale, and that's coming out to the LCBO in about 1 week. And we have our IPA, our Session IPA. So it's a 4.3% light IPA. It's dry hopped, so it has all the hop character that people kind of seek, yet it's not overpoweringly bitter.
What's it like setting up here with 23 other breweries also sampling their wares?
Do you know what? Beer festivals are really prominent in Ontario. I mean, North America wide, but you know, we're pretty much doing a beer festival once a week, whether it's in Toronto or Waterloo. We're on the road a lot, and so this is pretty standard fare.
Tell me about Lake of Bays and how often you go to these craft beer festivals, and where do you go?
Yeah, we do festivals all across Ontario. Actually, we're in every province now, our beer, but we're not in BC and we're not in Quebec yet. I do events all over the place. Like I was in Markham on Tuesday, I'm in Ottawa next weekend, I'm here this weekend. We're all across Ontario. We have even events all the way out in Thunder Bay. So we're quite spread out and kind of chaotic.
Now you are holding two different beers here. Can you tell me what they are?
Sawdust Brewery. So I got a couple of different pale ales, trying them out. And there'll be more to come.
Would you call yourself a bit of a beer connoisseur, or are you an amateur?
No, I love trying different beers. That's why I'm glad to be here today.
And what are you looking for in a beer today?
I like trying different IPAs. I like the hoppiness, so I just want to see what some of the different local breweries have. Some of these I don't recognize from the beer store or liquor store, so it's kind of fun to go out and try some different stuff.
You have a guest here from Italy, so she is experiencing this really for the first time.
She is. She actually just flew in last night, and she said the first thing she wanted to do was have a real Canadian experience. And I said, what better place to do that than here in Niagara-on-the-Lake at the Craft Beer Festival, where she could try beers from all over Niagara.
What's more Canadian than beer, right?
Exactly, and actually she was really surprised because the beer festivals they have in Italy start at nighttime, so she couldn't believe that there was a beer festival starting in the middle of the day here in Niagara.
Stephanie, tell me how Red Roof Retreat is benefiting from the Craft Beer Festival here today.
Well, it's kind of a unique concept. So when guests come, they get beer tokens. And if there's any unused tokens, they can turn them into us at the end of the day, and we get $1 for every token. And there's also been water donated, and we're selling that. And we can just collect donations to anybody that chooses to do so.
Now, I understand that the Niagara Craft Beer Festival is part of a bigger organization of craft beer festivals?
Yeah, it's called the Canadian Craft Beer Festivals. We did one in Collingwood, very similar style to this in June. And then we have another one in Niagara Falls at the Scotiabank Centre in November. So we run, for now, 3. We've toyed with the idea of putting a 4th one in there. We'll see. We got involved in this because we are fans of craft beer. So for us, it's just, it was a lot of fun, and most of it was because we just like the beer taste of the beer better.
With the weekend passes to the Niagara Craft Beer Festival completely sold out, it's clear that craft beer fits in perfectly in the middle of wine country. Saying cheers from Niagara-on-the-Lake, Mike Balsom reporting for The Source.